All right. I told you every single week we're coming with a creative entrepreneur. And this week is so exciting for so many beautiful reasons. But this wonderful human is a voice you may know and a voice you can just listen and absorb, but a personality that you need to know now more than ever. I want to bring to the show, the Let's Glow Show, producer Rachel.
Yay!
What's up,
Sound effects.
I'm so glad you're here. I totally forgot to introduce myself. Hi, it's Amanda Sweet, the Creative Fairy Godmother. I help people get fly and make friends and save the world through community. And every single week on the Let's Glow Show, we interview and talk shit with somebody super dope. And today we have producer Rachel. Yay! Okay, we started over.
Thank you for having me. Wait, I think I have a sound effect. Let's see if this works. Hold on. No, did not work. Can you hear it?
I heard it. And if my friends that have been on the show with me like for a long time now know that this is my sound effect and I comment on it every time. And now I have someone who actually has it because you're a professional.
I'll show you how to put it into StreamYard later.
All right, y'all are about to be sick of me, okay? If you're not already, you're about to be sick of me because I'm going to have the and the whatever other sound.
Whatever sound fairies make. We'll have to do like a fairy sound.
Yeah, exactly. You know the sound. I can show you, but I can't. Anyway, I'm so excited to have you on the show. When I saw you at the Rebel Now event, we had a moment where magic was made. And I don't know, I'm just so excited to hear about what you're doing, what you're building, how you're helping so many people, how you're out here representing Detroit in every scenario. Tell me a story. Where are you in the world these days?
Tell you a story. I love you. Well, first of all, at that event, it was amazing to watch you literally create magic around you. It's not an easy job being an MC, and you're so much more than an MC. I don't think people understand that. And so when I see you in any room, I'm always like, oh my God, it's about to be amazing. Does that make sense? It's probably a lot on your shoulders, right? To make magic, even sometimes when you're not in the mood to make magic. But you make it happen every time. And so thank you for giving me your time that day, just talking to you. Literally we had just locked eyes with every woman that I talked to that day. Yeah. It was just I didn't care about the video or anything. I was just oh my God, I'm having an incredible conversation. And there's something so magical about being in that moment. I'm learning to be in the moment more. As a producer, I was a TV producer, radio producer, podcast producer, content producer. We're always plotting the future.
Yes.
Does that make sense? And I'm also a type A personality. So I will plan everything. I'll schedule everything. I've already lived it in my head 100 times. So when it's happening, I'm not enjoying the moment. And I'm really trying to work on be here now, be in this moment. And then I'm also trying to work on just becoming, right? I have to understand I'm becoming. Every day we're becoming. Just today's one of those days where I'm what did past Rachel decide for us to do? Why are we doing this? I'm launching a business where we launched a paid community. I have a mini boutique media company where it's me and a couple of team members that are freelancers, which is amazing. And then I'm also helping my husband run a construction company. Thank God for the construction company, because media is not making money right now because people just don't find value in content creation, right? Everyone's oh, I can do it myself. I'm great. Just to then do it. Tell your story. It's fine. Don't use me. I'm fine with that, but still tell your story. So I'm in this weird space right now where I decided to launch another business. Right? And to do that, I had to stop taking clients for a while. I had to be my own client. And when the output is so much energy and time and you don't have a lot of input, i.e. money coming in, it's this weird space today. And I'm just oh my God, am I going to have to get a job? Please tell me I don't have to get a job. No. Right. And so I'm happy I'm talking to you because I'm I need some of her magic today.
I got it. So you said so many things, and I want to talk about all of it.
Yeah.
Because all of the things, I mean, even just, we were talking about it before we got on, being women. I'm getting off my period. You're getting on your period. Listen, we go there. We have to show up for our people. We have to show up for our partners. We have to show up for ourselves. We have to show up for our future selves, for the vision and the path that we've laid out for ourselves, even when we don't want to. And I just want to, like, I was just telling you, I'm at my office job this morning recording the show because my team member had to go do stuff for her life. And I was like, yeah, go take as much time as you need. And that means I have to get my whole glow show up 2 hours earlier. I have to get to the office. I have to run around and set up. And a lot of people are surprised to hear that I have a full-time job. And I'm doing exactly what you're doing. I am my client right now, and I'm talking to people about, like, I can consult for your programming, community building. I help and I consult with that. But I don't have any other bandwidth to do anything else other than, like, do my full-time job and consult for myself right now. So, like, that is one piece where it's like, we have to trust the vision. And
yes, but tell me how you feel about this. Yes, and not but. We're not doing but. I have a hard time marketing myself. I have a hard time saying, like, hey, I do this thing, pay me money for it. And I get that I'm helping people. I get that I'm giving value. So I should be, like, shouting it from the rooftops. Like, I should have the audacity, right? But there's some days where I'm just like, because I'm not used to marketing myself, right? I went from, TV to radio to all the things. I was headhunted, right?
yes.
People came and were like, we want you. Now that I'm like, hey, you want me? It's like this weird space. Like, do you want me? Like, can I do this for you? And I feel very confident that I can, but to market myself outwardly has been so hard. And I think that stemmed from self-love. I know that stemmed from, like, low self-value because I always attached my value to a paycheck.
Yeah.
And when that paycheck is gone and you're in a gig economy where it's literally like up and down, it's not steady, you start to question everything because you're just like, oh my God, like, are we going to be able to pay for food today?
Yes.
So it's just a weird space to be in because I have to shout out from the rooftops. I have to market myself in order to get that to happen. But I'm just not the person that has the audacity to do that.
You got the audacity. I think you just have to remove yourself from your product. Like, you are the product in this instance, but what you're selling is your skills. You're not selling yourself. Yes, you're selling yourself. But I think, and this is something I'm working through right now, like, literally right before Empower, I was like, I cannot walk up and do Empower and MC another show without something to sell other than the revamp. Because the revamp is $25 and I do it once a quarter, and that shit ain't feeding me. That's feeding everybody else, right? And I'm happy that it does that. But I needed something. And so I whipped up this program called Go Full Fairy, which I'm going to drop in the comments below. But I was like, the only thing I can do is create something that people want to buy, but I have to create it first, right? And then I was like, I don't feel like selling this, but I'm like, I'm not selling something people don't already ask for. And you're probably not selling something people already aren't like, can I pick your brain, Rachel? Can we Rachel?
That was last year where I said yes to everybody else, which meant I was saying no to myself. And so I literally gathered all that data of all the questions I was asked. And now I'm going to start doing the same thing, which is create passive income streams utilizing digital products that literally answer those questions. So I feel like more comfortable selling that as opposed to selling, like, one-on-one services, which I don't know why. It's just where I'm at in my head right now. I don't,
I feel
but congratulations on getting the course done, because I know how hard that is, right? You think about it for so long, you think about it, and then you did it. How much easier was it when you did it, though? When you were like, wait, that was it? I did it?
Story. I was like, I had one free weekend before Empower because the swap came up. I had 4 other speaking engagements, and then my sister's wedding is literally the weekend after the swap. So swap is this Saturday. My sister's getting married. I'm the maid of honor the next Saturday. And I was like, if I don't make something to prove to myself that what I'm doing is valuable enough to sell a product, then, like, I'm just talking on my ass. But then I was like, I'm going to spend the whole weekend and I'm going to do it. And then I slept all weekend. And I was like, I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to watch Land Before Time. I'm going to watch The Mask. I'm going to buy ice cream and eat the whole tub and ignore it aggressively. And then I woke up at 9 o'clock the night before in Power and I banged it out. Between 9 and 1 a.m., I banged it out. And I was like, oh, shit.
Number one, wasn't as hard as you thought, right? And our brains are dicks, where like literally our brains are like, let's do the one thing that we don't want it, like everything except the one thing we want to do, because we're so scared of doing it. But like, what are we really scared of? And so that's the other thing. It's like, what am I so scared of right now? Okay, so money is not coming in. Great. Are there side jobs I can do? Absolutely. Are there other ways to handle this? Sure. Are there things I can cancel? Yes. Do I just stop buying stuff on Amazon? Yes. Right? Like there's answers to all the questions.
Yes.
And so is it perfect right now? No. I had my business partner who helped me launch. We launched the community together. He sent me a video of the guys who created YouTube. When it first was created, there's this like behind the scenes video of them sad because they're like, we only have like 40 videos on this website. Like who's going to come to like watch 40 videos? We don't have anybody loading stuff. We don't have enough interaction in the community. And immediately I was like, duh. Like you just keep going, right? Amy Peterson from Rebel Nell, when I interviewed her and I said, like, give me advice. Like, what advice do you have? She's like, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Like there's like the people will find you. The people will come when it's time. And if you give up, right? Like if you give up here right before that like zoom down, then you'll never know. And so I just want you to keep swimming. Like I'm just going to keep swimming. I have to, because if I give up now, I don't want to live in what if. Does that make sense? I left a 6-figure job in radio to do this. And like, it's not making 6 figures, but I didn't do this for the money. I'm doing this because I truly think I can help people. I just want to help people tell their stories. That's really what a producer is. People always ask me, like, what is a producer? I help you tell your story. So however that is, whether it's on video, whether it's on podcast, radio, however it is, content creation, I help you tell your story. And it's like, your story is not just for you, it's for the person that's going to hear it and whose life could be changed by that. And so if I can at least help people get over that hump and that fear of telling their story, that will be amazing. But I also have to keep telling the story of like the reality of owning a business, of being an entrepreneur, of making yourself your own client. Like we're not banging out money. It just is what it is. But again, success to me had to be not about money. It had to not be tied to a paycheck. It had to be like, I showed up for myself. So the same thing with your course, like you showed up for yourself. You set a goal and you finally showed up for yourself. And in the end, was it as hard as you thought? No. So it's like,
I feel like it's hard to move through days like this when you're like, what the fuck am I doing? I literally showed up 2 hours early to my job. I just unclogged the toilet. Now I had to put my lipstick on to get on camera to do a show that like, I don't know if people even watch, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's not why I'm doing this show. Like, I'm not doing this for like to go viral. That was never the plan. It was always to connect with other people, share their stories, get good at what I do, which is talking shit on camera and in person. Like this is, and I say this a lot, but I'm like, the Let's Go show is me going to the speaker gym. Like if I see you said you go live every single day. That is a dream of mine. If I can get my schedule more organized, and there will be a time when I'm going to step away from Bamboo and, you know, transition out. Like that is the goal. The goal is to be on stages everywhere. But you said something interesting. Like as a producer, some people don't fully understand that if they're not in the industry. And most of your clientele are not going to be in the industry, which is why they're calling you. And a lot of people don't understand MCs. They don't understand the work that an event manager does, a stagehand does, a content creator does, a program facilitator does. And I think one thing that we have to learn how to do is educate. That's the part I haven't figured out how to do, is how to teach people that emceeing is not just me walking up on stage and being like, hey guys, welcome to the show. Like it's not just that. And that is the part I feel like I haven't figured out yet, which is why I feel like I haven't started earning dollars on it yet. If
Well, and that's our goal, is to go from like trade to paid, right? Like trade is fabulous. I love that I can help you out, but it doesn't pay the bills anymore. And so when I started saying no, it did allow for more yeses. So I liked that space. I hated saying no to some people, but it was just like, I can't keep doing this. And I think that people have to understand, especially for MCs, the second you book an event as an MC, all you think about are those events. How am I going to show up? What is it that they want me to do? Like, where's the script, right? And you take the pressure off the host, where the host can just be. They can meet people, they can talk to people, right? They can shake hands and kiss babies because the MC has it. You are the thread that holds the whole event together. And I don't think people understand that until they finally hire an MC and they're like, oh, I get it. Yeah. But how are you going to get them to get it
if they don't
hire you? Right. It's like, it's such a weird space to be in. Same thing with a producer. Like, we put all the elements together. I've also been an event planner, especially when I worked in radio. I created huge events. And it's like, people don't get it until it's like, oh yeah, you see this whole thing? I did all of that. Like, I put it all together.
Okay. I need to know how do you keep, and obviously you're a performer, so that this is part of it, but like, how do you keep your cool as like a human being, as an artist, a creative, entrepreneur, partner, wife? Like, I'm just curious. Obviously, like every time I see you, I experience you, the vibes are high. And I know that some of that is performative. As a performer and an entertainer, you know how to do that and like turn it on. But like, what's the real?
So I'll tell you, and I say this all the time to my husband too, he knows this, it's funny. My human moments are my worst moments, right? Like, so when he and I are like, something's getting tense or I'm overthinking something, I'm like, I'm so sorry I had a human moment. Because we really do, I do believe I am the creator of my life. I do believe I write my story. So when I'm stuck in like negativity, I'm just like, oh, that's such a human thing. Right. Instead, I observe. So I start to observe how I'm feeling. Okay, I'm feeling anxious. I'm scared to go on stage. No, I'm excited to go on stage. Right. You have to just start flipping the verbiage, where everything that's negative, you just flip to the positive. And my husband helped me with this too, because again, being the planner, I think of every wrong scenario so that I have an answer to it. So if it happens, I'm like, oh, great, I've already thought about that. And so when you're in that space all the time and constantly thinking of what could go wrong, one day he said, what if you just focused on what could go right? And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, what if you, instead of focusing on like what could go wrong, you just focus on what could go right? Like, how do you want this event to go? How do you want to be on stage? How do you want, like, what's the outcome that you want? And I was like, well, I always talk about detaching yourself from the outcome. And he's like, and that's fine. Like, detach yourself from the outcome so that if something happens, you can pivot easily. Right. It's like, but like, is there anything wrong with just imagining it going right? And I was like, okay. And so now I observe how I'm feeling, right? Like fear, whatever it is, you flip to excitement. Like, I'm excited to be on stage. I'm excited to do this. I'm excited to show up today. I'm excited to go live. And then just being in the moment, like, and imagining all of it going right. So, and you probably do this again, like I said, when you book events, you think about the event.
Yes.
And so now I just flip it to like, okay, if it all goes right, like what is right for me? What feels good for me? Like, what vibe do I want to be in? What frequency? And I truly believe if you speak it and write it, especially if you speak it out loud. So even if it's you like talking to the mirror of like, this is how I want this to go today. The universe hears that. And the universe brings that to you. Does that make sense? Otherwise, if you're stuck in like negativity, if you're stuck in confusion, the universe is like, I don't know what you want, so I'm going to give you all the bad things you just talked about. But if you're just like, it's going to be such an amazing day, all the things are going to work out perfectly, everybody's going to be so happy, ... done. And then you just move on with your life and you just be in that moment and see what the universe brings to you. I think that what I missed for so long in my life was the magic that the universe can bring. So whether like all of a sudden you're stuck in traffic or you're waiting in a long line or your reservations got messed up, it's really the universe trying to set you up for different things. You just don't know that because you don't see it working behind the scenes. So if you just accept that moment, okay, I'm in traffic. It's fabulous. It's fine. Like it's, I'm getting not stuck in something, or maybe it's saving me from like getting into an accident, right? Like when you start to realize that things aren't happening to you, they're happening for you, you can sort of look at your day, look at an event, look at life completely differently. And so when I started to go live, yes, like was I scared? Sure. But number one, nobody cares. Nobody cares until they do, right? There's something magical about creating in the dark. I do like co-working sessions that nobody shows up to, and I'm like, it's fine. I'm still getting stuff done. I still talk to the camera like I'm
When
talking
do
to the
you
camera.
do that?
I do it in the community. So impacteffectcommunity.com is the community that I launched. And it's for solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, small business owners, people that have side hustles that want to make them like, actually earn income from them eventually so they can quit their jobs, like God willing for all of you. And so in that community, I create these sessions. And like sometimes people just don't show up, and that's okay. I'm there, right? I gave myself the time.
Yeah.
So like, yes, do I mask? Sometimes, yes. Sometimes you just have to turn it on. But other times it's just like, I gave myself the time to imagine if it just worked out, what would that look like for me? And it's easier to sort of step into the role that way and not mask. I can be myself in this perfect moment as opposed to like having to turn it on and mask. Does that make sense?
Yes. And I want to ask a clarifying question, because usually I feel like leading up, I'm good. Throw me on the stage, I'm good. It's the aftermath. And I've learned this. So like before Empower, I can't remember which event it was, whichever event I emceed before Empower. I think it was the Rebel Nell event. I got home, I was overstimulated. I was all dressed up, I was full fairy. And usually if I'm full fairy, I could go another 12 hours. Like if you have me at the swap, like usually when my friends come to town for the swap, we will go party till 4 a.m. after the swap. If I'm in full fairy gear, like it's like ecstasy, right? So I can be that the whole time. My husband drove me home after the Rebel Nell event. I was in full fairy and I was sitting in the car and I was like, I feel like we should go somewhere. But we have work in the morning and it was 9:00. And I was like, I couldn't shake it off. And then I took my makeup off. He's like, get comfortable. So I like took my makeup off. I like de-fairied myself. And I was like, while I was taking my makeup off, I was like, I need a aftercare routine. And I explained that to him. I was like, I need to like be in silence. I need darkness. I need a nostalgic movie that I'm comfortable with. I need food because I usually don't eat when I'm emceeing. And I told him all this and he's like, okay. And he walked away and I was like, okay. And I have this like spiral thing that happens where I like overthink every single word I say. I think about like, did I make sense? Did it click? Like, was I on point? Did I say something stupid? Like, did somebody feel unseen by me or whatever? Like, I go through all of those things. And that's what happens to me after I MC events. And after Empower, when I got home, listen, Super Crisp was at the door. My husband wasn't even home yet. He's like, I'll be home in 10 minutes. You beat me. Super Crisp was at the door. He had a candle on the table with the lighter right next to it. The blankets all like set up real nice. And he had like, mind you, our laundry was not folded, but it was like, go upstairs, get in the shower, come. And when he came down, or when he came home, I came down from the shower. He's like, you're too soon. He's like lighting all the candles. And he was like, I'm going to go in my office. And I was like, that is the sexiest thing I've ever heard you say ever to me in my life. Wow. And then he left me alone. And I rented Wicked and I finally watched it. And then I was just like sobbing.
Oh, it's a lot. I think people don't understand. Like, I need at least a day to decompress. I mean, I just interviewed Demery like a week off of her event, and she literally was still like, I'm still decompressing. It takes time. Number one, there's so much energy. I call it buzzing. Like you're buzzing after, right? You're just like, oh my God, that was a lot. And you're also empathic. So you're picking up all these energies in that room that aren't your energies, right? Like it takes a minute to like, am I feeling this or is someone else feeling this? Like, why am I feeling this right now? And so I just do like the orb thing where I'm like, okay, I'm just putting an orb of white light around me before I walk into this space, any space, because I feel the energies around me all the time. But when you're doing an event, like people don't understand, like I'm dead the next day. Like, don't talk to me. Like, don't do, like I schedule nothing. My husband didn't understand it at first when we were in radio. And then I had him come to a couple of events with me, like from 3 a.m., like set up. And you know, those days where you're like, oh my God, I'm dying, to break down. And he literally was like, I get it now. It's just you have so much energy coming at you. So I try to surround myself with like white light and just an orb, and just sort of understand like this isn't necessarily all my energy.
Yes.
And then I allow myself the time to decompress. There's nothing I know to get out of that quicker. It's you just have to like go through the thoughts, get them in and out. Understand like, okay, I'll do that differently. I'll be more present next time. Do you know what I mean? I'll read the script a few more times and make sure, because especially with script stuff and names, if you tell me how to pronounce a name, I will say it in my head over and over again. Like, don't mispronounce it. Don't mispronounce it. This is the name. And then as soon as I go to say it, I always say the wrong name. I'm just like, damn it.
Because you're mispronouncing.
Yes.
You're literally telling I had a fun story with one of my like amazing friends and volunteers for the revamp. Her name is Anne. She's been on the show before. And she told me once, because she was like, man, I see how you go to these events. You remember everybody's names. Like, how do you do that? And I was like, I have not always been good at that. I'm still working on that. But I think it's the mind shift of saying like, because she's like, I suck at remembering people's names. And I was like, well, then you'll suck forever. Like, I love you, but if that's your narrative, you will suck forever. I was like, how about you just say like, I'm actively working on getting better at remembering people's names. Like, and she's like, it's helping because now I'm allowing, and all of this stuff sounds so simple, but it's not easy to put into practice. And I think like, whether it be like visualizing yourself in a white orb or grounding yourself before an event, or creating space for yourself after, or building space for your, like, I feel like we hear a lot of this stuff out there in the internet ethos, but like, my question is, how did you actually get there? Because like, it sounds easy.
So you practice, right? We're programmed a certain way. So you said the word narrative. So the narrative I would always tell myself is I don't have a good relationship with money, right? Or I'm not good at this, or I can't, whatever it is. And then you just have to start to flip that narrative of, I love money. Money comes to me freely and easily in expected and unexpected ways, right? Like, you just have to change the narrative you're telling yourself, and don't allow it to be a negative positive, right? Where it's like, essentially saying like, oh, I don't have enough money, but money comes to me. It's like, well, don't start with the negative. Like, just focus on like the amazing things that can happen. Right. It takes time. Like, I had to literally, every negative thought that came up, I had to just stop and be like, no, wait, no. And even if you have to write it down, like I would write down the affirmations, and I know people are like, affirmations, oh my God, they work. They work.
I want to slow you down for a second because it's the part where you stop yourself. So it's the one, I feel like number one, you have to know that you want to change something. Once you know you want to change something, then you can see it happening in real time and stop yourself. But if you don't know you want to, like, you're hearing this and you're like, yeah, I want to do that. Yeah, I want to build that. Yeah, I want to be that bitch. And you're like, but how? You have to identify the thing first. You have to identify that, like, I want to go live every day. And every time I go live, I stop myself because of whatever. Or I overbook my schedule so I don't do it. Knowing that you overbook your schedule on purpose so you can avoid the thing that you want to do is the first step to getting on the other side of that. So once you realize, then you pause and you're like, hi, I see you doing that thing that you do when you want to do the thing that you really want to do, but you're doing this instead. And then you just let yourself do it, right? I think that is like really the part, like 0.1 or whatever. And then you're like, oh, I see you doing that. Let's see if we can interject real quick. And I'll stop myself. I'm like, oh, I don't want to say that anymore. Like, if you see me out in public and we're talking and I like stop myself mid-sentence and I do like something like this, it's probably because I'm working on changing the way I talk about the things that I do, right? Because that is part of it. And then once you get there, you can be like, how do I fix this? What are the things? What is the other thing? I give myself a solution. Okay, I'm actively working on this instead of I'm bad at this.
Yeah, awareness is literally step one. So just know, like, be aware of the situation. You can do it right now, right? Like, anybody watching this, it's like, oh, like, you can't just switch the thought process. It really is that simple. You just have to switch the thought process from negative to positive. And then the more you do it, because consistency is everything, the more you practice, you're retraining your brain. Like if you I'm going to be 50 this year. Like I've had 49 years of hardwiring myself to like go to negative, right? And
Right.
so now that I'm going to positive, do you think it's going to take a day after 49 years of programming my brain to think of the negative first? No, it's going to take time. The other thing I do is I don't watch the news because that all makes me spiral. I can't. And then if I happen to catch a video that like is low energy or low frequency of just something that I know would bring me down, I sort of like wipe it off where it's like, that's not mine. That's not for me. That's not my energy, right? Like it's not mine. Yeah. So awareness is key number one. Yes, you can start changing it immediately, like literally right now as you're watching this. And if you're saying to yourself, no, I can't, then you can't. But if you're saying to yourself, you know what, I think I can, you can, right? Like you're right both ways. So it's really just what you say to yourself and give yourself grace, like that time to decompress, the time to go through all the thoughts in your head. That's fine. Go through all the thoughts in your head. Yeah. Write it all down. That's it. Go ahead, get it out. I think when we don't get it out is when it's just like it continues to spiral. But it is really simply just going from negative to positive and reprogramming your brain. And it takes time. You just have to be willing to do the thing, right? You have to love yourself enough to say like, okay, don't want to live this way anymore. I'm tired of all the things falling and just being in that space of low frequency negative energy. I want to be up here. And then once you're up here and you know this, like when you're in like real alignment and it feels so good, it's like, oh my God, this is amazing. How do we stay here for longer? And that's the goal, is just to be in that aligned space, taking the aligned action, listen to the good voice, and just do the next best thing and just give yourself grace. If you want to lay in bed all day because you're just like, I can't do this, I can't do life today. Okay, that's okay. Give yourself that opportunity.
I think when I'm resting, I'm actively working on, see here, I'm fixing it right now. I am actively working on allowing rest in my schedule consistently and with consistency without guilt or shame. Because I feel like when I rest, I am in my head. Like I should be doing this. I should be doing that. I'm planning ahead. I'm planning the future. I'm thinking about all the things I should be doing and shouldn't be doing. And I feel like this past weekend, I got so sick. Like right after Creative Mornings, I went home and I crashed out and I was sleeping for like 48 hours straight. And I couldn't get up. And then Monday morning, I woke up, I started my period, and then I threw my back out in the shower.
Okay, but and you know this because you're magic. If you do not give yourself that time and the universe is poking you like, hey, maybe you should rest, and you avoid it, and then it's going to like push you a little bit, maybe you should rest, and you avoid it, then it's going to literally knock your ass over. And it's going to be all the things, because it's like, now you can't not do it. Now you're sick, now your back hurts, and now you can't do it, right? And you have a huge event coming up this weekend. So of course, like with the revamp on your brain, of course you're going to get sick.
Every second of the day, every hour. And I was like, you know what? But then when I threw my back out, I had two options. I could spiral negatively, or I could find a solution. And something I've been working on saying to myself lately is like, I have all the tools to fix this, and I am really good at taking care of myself. Because for the longest time, I'm just like, it's everybody else's fault. It's my genes, it's my genetics, it's my parents' fault. They didn't know anything about nutrition. They didn't know anything about food. This is just the life that I live. And I'm like, man, I got so much more life to live. And I'm going to just walk around acting like it's everybody else's fault that I feel like shit, you know?
Well, I lived in blame for so long. I blamed everybody else. I'd be like, you lit the fire. Like, and then if I come back at you with fire, like, why are you getting mad at me? I'm in charge of how I respond, right? Yep. I don't have to respond with anger or frustration or yelling. So number one, I'm responsible for that. And then number two, when you're in that space of not listening to your body, yes, you have the tools, but also just acknowledge the universe, God, source, whatever, and just say, you know what, thank you for giving me that cue of like, I'm doing too much, and I wasn't listening. Right? Like, I'm so grateful that you literally didn't put me in the hospital this time, because that has happened before. Like, okay, it's my back that's thrown out, but like, thank you for giving me that time to like really reflect and see like, okay, I need to make more time for myself. Does that make sense? So like, yes, you have all the tools, but also just thank it for giving you the little nudge that you needed to like just stop. And then I lived in fight or flight for so long too, right? I was just that person that was like, I'm either going to fight you or I'm going to run away from the situation. And now that I'm in the process of learning to just be here and be comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? And doing the thing anyway, like, okay, I'm scared and I'm going to do it. And it's never as bad on the other end as you think it's going to be. And so whether it's an uncomfortable conversation with somebody at work or an uncomfortable conversation with a friend or your spouse, right? Like where it's just like, oh, I've been avoiding this for so long, but thinking about it over and over and over and over and over again is actually physically hurting you.
That part sucks.
It sucks so bad.
And I feel like that part is always so much worse because it's in your imagination. So there's like no limits to what you can dream up. Like I've had visions of me like literally fighting with my husband. My husband doesn't have a fight bone in his body. Okay. Like I am the loud one. I am the aggressive one. And I'm always like, he's going to yell at me. He's going to hate me. He's going to do this when I'm like trying to give feedback. And instead he just listens. Like crazy concept. He listens. He takes the feedback. He thanks me. And then he implements it. And we'll have our 5-year wedding anniversary in May, 10 years together. But I still am like, oh my God, how am I going to give him this feedback? He's going to fight me. It's the fight or flight in me that I'm working out. I'm working to teach myself how to live in a thriving state, not an overly abundant state where I can't handle all the shit, and not like a scarcity state where I'm like literally begging for things, but in a comfortable state. But I'm just be like, I need to give you some feedback. And he's like, great. Instead, in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then I finally like do it and it's done in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, but in your mind, are you programmed that way because of past experiences prior to your husband, right? So again, your brain is programmed to think that, oh my God, we're going to fight about this. Yeah. Meanwhile, you married a man who is freaking amazing.
Yeah. The thing that is cool about partners and friendships like that is that I could talk my trauma response out with him. So like if I find myself in a closet where he's like, why are you backing out? Why are you backing away? Why are you like putting yourself in a corner? And I'm like, that's interesting that you asked that question. I need some time to reflect on it and I can come back and tell you. And then I will come back and be like, in past situations, there would be fists thrown, there would be stuff thrown, there would be glass thrown, food thrown. Like that is this triggered this response. Can we talk it through, right? Can we build from this? And then a lot for me, I'm like, talking is healing for me, obviously. So, talking through like, oh, that was interesting that I put myself in the closet or I locked myself in the bathroom because that's what I used to do with so-and-so. Oh, I did that with so-and-so because this person would rampage. Oh, when I was existing in my full self, it triggered that insecurity for them. They lash out at me. I locked myself in the bathroom. And we get to talk about that. And he's open and he listens and he hears it. And I get to process it and then say, like, when you say words like attack, this is what triggers me. Or when you say words like whatever, this gives this result. But I think surrounding yourself with people who are willing to see you in your shadow and then give you batteries for your light and be the plug for your light are so special. And those relationships are so important. So you can do the pause. We're like, oh, I see myself doing my same old bullshit.
Well, it's also when we have those fear moments, it's like our younger selves that live through that trauma trying to protect our current self.
Oh, yeah.
And so I have to have those moments where I sit with like younger Rachel and just say, I understand you're trying to protect me. Like, I understand like a steady paycheck and a regular job in corporate America is something that you think is safe. That's not what we're working towards. And I appreciate you for like trying to warn me and trying to keep me safe. But we're not doing that right now. We're not in that situation right now. And I'm so sorry I put you through all of that in that time, right? And space, but we're not there right now. So let's deal with this situation differently. And I love you and I appreciate what you're trying to do, but I know my partner, or I know the space that I'm in. I know what I'm creating, and I trust that ... Right? I trust that I am safe. I trust that I'm making the right decisions. So thank you. Acknowledge her, because she's trying to just keep you safe.
Sure.
But really, moving forward, let's treat this right here, right now, as it really is. Because we know your husband, right? Like, so as you keep doing it, just like with the turning the negative into positive, in theory, hopefully it will happen less and less to you as you go. Yeah. Does that make sense? Because sometimes she just wants to be acknowledged. She's just trying to save you and keep you safe. But like, we don't need that right now. We're okay. I've got this. It's okay.
And I think any of you listening should just like screen grab that section and play it for yourself and listen to Rachel's voice, because I don't know, there was something healing in that, like just hearing you say that. And also like listening to other people's words like that can give you the language that you may not have right now. Like if you're unable to communicate with your inner child, your inner self, your inner teenager, your inner elderly person, whatever, like if you don't have the language yet, learning from someone else or using someone else's words, like what Rachel just said, that's how I did it. I mean, when I first learned of The Secret, I had like just broken up with my abusive ex. I just had an abortion. I was like in my parents' house in my like family, in my bunk bed that I used to sleep in. And I was having a panic attack. I quit my job. I dropped out of school. And I was like, Mom, I think I'm having a panic attack. And she was like, just lay down and drink some water. I was like, she's like, you're just take a nap. I was like, okay. And I was like, I don't know what I typed in. I can't remember what I typed in, but I was on YouTube. I didn't have any streaming services because I didn't have any money. And The Secret is free on YouTube. And I found it and I let it play. And all of those words were the words I never had. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to copy and paste that for a little while. I'm just going to take that and use it as language for now to get me through this moment. And then when I was in the next moment, I had common language with like old self, new self. And then I could develop my own as I went. But I think acknowledging and then finding the right tone of voice to help you get there, like working with a personal trainer. It's the same thing, you know? I don't know.
And it's especially with The Secret and manifesting, sure. I think the missing piece a lot of times is at first, especially when you're using someone else's language, it's hard to believe what you're saying. Yeah. That's why you sort of have to just be consistent with it, because the more and more you say it and the more you tweak it and the more you find your voice, it's like, then you'll start to believe. And when you start to believe and you have that frequency and that tone in your voice, that's why I think speaking it out loud, even to the mirror, works, because there's a frequency and tone in your voice that like the universe will literally pick up. And so then when you start to believe, that's when it's like, oh, okay. And it just all of a sudden, like things will just like, you'll be like a magnet to all the things that you like were hoping for and not hoping for, you were creating, right? Like instead of the I should, I am. Yeah. And so what I want people to live in, whether it's manifestation, co-creating, whatever it is live in the it is, right? So I'm writing a children's book. I am a children's book author, not like, oh, I want to be, right? I want to be, the universe keeps you when I want. but I am. The universe is like, oh, great, cool. Here are opportunities and people that you need to meet, right?
Yeah.
So start to say I am. And it sucks at first because it's, again, language you're not used to because you're saying things that you dream at the back of your head that you've wanted for so long that like, oh my God, I'm literally saying this right now.
Yeah.
And the more and more you say it, and the more and more you say it out loud, and the more and more when you start to say it to other people, like, right, you meet people at events and just say, oh, I am. Oh, hi, this is what I do. It is. Then all of a sudden, those things will start to come to you. And it's just a matter of practice. And it feels weird at first because, like you said, you're just not used to that language. But the more and more you do it, all of a sudden, like this belief will creep into you. And you're like, oh, wait, no, I believe that I am. Like, I believe that I am. I believe that we are. And then everything sort of changes. I think that with like manifesting and understanding, like, oh, I'm not a consumer, I'm the creator of my life. I create what happens next. It's a hard like flip at first, right?
Yeah.
But again, when you keep doing it and you start to believe it, everything changes.
I feel like the first time I ever called myself a creative fairy godmother out loud in public, I said it and then like immediately like physically retracted from it, right? Like it was like this, like, it was weird. It was weird. It was uncomfortable. It felt weird because you don't like, who goes to a business networking event saying, I'm a fairy. I'm a fairy. Like, that's literally what I'm walking around saying. And now I'm like, not only walking around being like, I'm a fairy, like I'm wearing the wings and the ears. And it wasn't an immediate, like, oh, we're going to go full fairy. Like, no, like it was this like experimentation where it's like, when I walk into this room today, I'm going to see how many times I can say it without flinching. Like, let's just start there. Let's see how many people I can tell I do different things to and see how many people believe me. Like, the reality is this whole shit, our whole lives is just one big fat experiment. And like, there is no wrong answer. And I think I operated in a space before where I was like, if I say this out loud, it has to be true. If I walk around and say that I'm a creative fairy godmother, I have to literally have magic. Like, if I don't, then I'm a fraud. Or if I walk outside and say I'm a producer or I'm an MC, but I'm not getting paid yet, then I'm a fraud. I'm lying to you. I'm lying to you. I'm lying to myself. I'm lying to the world. And that's fucked up. And I shouldn't be doing that. Right? Like, that is not how it is. I could walk in one room and read the room and be like, in this room, I'm a business consultant. And in this room, I'm an MC. And actually, in this room, I'm all three of them and a different person with each person. Because that I am a multidimensional person with multidimensional skills and a multitude of resources that is different for each person. Because not everybody wants all this. Some people want just this, and that's okay. But it's the experiment.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what you can just tell yourself. I'm just experimenting. Number one, that makes it easier, right? Like, I'm walking into a new room. I'm going to introduce myself differently. It's an experiment. Like, you don't have to stick to anything. So just when you tell yourself that, it makes it easier to say it out loud.
Yeah.
And then number two, I hate to tell people this, but nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Introduce yourself however you want to. Nobody gives a shit.
Yep.
It's like, you think so long and hard about it. And like, people are like, great, cool, nice to meet you. Yeah. And you're like, oh, okay. I don't know why I care so much. Nobody cares. Yes. And then if they do care and they are judging you, they're not your people. So you just have to remember that, like, okay, this isn't the room I'm meant to be in because they don't understand that I'm magic. Like, you don't understand that I'm okay, fine. You're not my people.
I tell my team this all the time. I'm like, it's fair to go into a situation like giving feedback, for example, is like one of the things one of my team members, I'm coaching them on. And I was like, it's okay to walk into a situation and be like, I am actively working on getting better at this. And I'm not great at this right now, but I want to be better. And so I'm really uncomfortable giving you feedback, but I need to give it to you. Right? Like, you can say it like that. You can be like, I kind of suck at this thing and I'm working at getting better at it. So I'm going to just say it to you. And people will not only like melt at that. And it's not the point to like manipulate them into like melting, but like, if I'm like, I'm trying out something new, can I test it on you? Or like, I'm the creative fairy godmother. How did that sound? Did that sound weird? Let's talk that through. Like, people will be like, oh shit, cool. Yeah. They're just a person trying to figure shit out too. Like, me too. you know? And I think the experiment and like people seeing it, like I'm a full force of like, just go in a room and say it. And if I say it out loud, then I'll probably do it. But if I never say it out loud and nobody knows and nobody's holding me accountable, like that random guy that I told I was going to write a book one day, he now knows that I'm writing a book because I said it out loud. So now I have to do it. But if I never say it out loud, like I'm definitely the kind of person that's like, yeah, I have a book coming. I have an app coming. We have a magazine that we're working on. And they're not in the works yet, or they're all in processes of being worked on, but they're not done. But if I don't say it, then like I can't get in alignment with it.
1,000%. 1,000%. And for the longest time, when I flipped from like being behind the scenes to being on camera, like I had this issue, like my throat chakra was blocked because I was like, I can't speak. Like it was the weirdest thing. So I working on myself and self-love, where it all stems from. You got to go there first. You can avoid that as much as you want. You'll always come back to that square one. It just is what it is. But like I said earlier, there's something magical. There's something in the voice when you speak it out loud. And then you speak it again and you do it again and you just get way more comfortable with it, right? It's I don't want to say like an actor rehearsing their lines, but like
yes,
they make magic on screen when they believe what their character is finally saying. I do this with clients too. I'll do batch creation sessions. So like if you want content and you're just like, I don't have the time. We do 2 hours. I can probably do 25 videos in just 2 hours, right? We switch our clothes, we change the background. But when we're going through like scripting and hooks and stuff, at first, the first time they do it, I'm like, okay, great. You're reading it. Fine. The second time, it's a little bit better. And then by the third time, I'm like, great. Now say it like you believe what you're saying, because that vibration in your voice completely changes. The energy, what you're saying around what you're saying completely changes. And that's what people are attracted to. They're attracted to like that vibration and energy, not necessarily what you're saying or what the hook is. It's the whole package. And so I'll say my clients hate it, but I'm like, great, that's great. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. And I close my eyes when they're recording. And until I can hear it, until I can hear that belief in their voice, then it's like, great, amazing. Let's go to the next video. Does that make sense? Because it's just like there's something magical when you can finally believe what you're saying. And it like just say it over and over again. I think people don't get it. It's like, it's not resonating. Great. Use different words then, right? If it's not resonating, like you can pivot, you can change. Like I give you the permission to change the way you're speaking to yourself. Like change now.
I love that. And I talk to myself in the mirror more now than I ever did before. But when I wasn't good at it, I was embarrassed of myself. Like I was embarrassed like to talk to myself, which is funny because I'm like, am I judging me? Yes, 100%. I was judging me 100%. So I still do it to this day. I am a huge, like, I will belt out a song in the car. I will turn the max volume all the way up and I'll listen to my shit on repeat. And then like, I'll belt it out a couple times, let the emotion come out. Like Defying Gravity is my shit right now. So I'll belt it out. And then once I feel comfortable enough, like, and I feel like I'm open, I'll just start speaking to nobody but me, the road, and everything else in between. And the first time I ever did that, I felt like the clouds parted. It was like clouds parted, like a ray of light filled up my car. I remember feeling hot. It was like after an audition once. And I was just like, I was speaking life into myself. I was being my creator. I was allowing, accepting, visualizing, building, participating in the dream right now. And I think like that, because I can't see it, I'm just like being in it is helpful. So like if talking to yourself in the mirror feels silly, do it in your car. Do it in your car, turn the music all the way up, drown out the noise. And usually I can scream louder than the volume of my car when I get in that headspace. If you see me driving down the street and I'm screaming and crying, just know that it's me talking to me. And it's usually good.
Walks are good too. And then the other soundtrack, I'm obsessed with Defying Gravity also, but the other soundtrack that like gets me going is the Greatest Showman soundtrack.
Yes. Okay.
Like if you guys are like low vibrational energy right now, just listen to the Greatest Showman soundtrack.
Oh my gosh.
And by the end of it, you're like, yes, I can do this. It is amazing. Like really listen to music that is high frequency, high vibration, just to sort of like flip it a little bit. And then if you really are on that like spiral and you can't stop it, just take a nap. Like the nap sort of ends it. It's okay to take a nap, right? Because if you're just like, all right, the day's shot, I can't do this today. It's okay to give yourself grace and just take a nap. It's okay. And then you sort of reset.
Exactly. When I'm taking a nap, especially like if it's not bedtime, I will play a movie like Greatest Showman in the background, or my husband always says, he's like, you picking a movie to watch you? And I'm like, yes. Because I literally like scroll, I'll be like falling asleep and I'll like pick a movie finally, and it's the movie I can nap to. And I'm putting the dots together right now. It's usually like reprogramming. Like Moana, the Moana soundtrack for me is like a really big deal. Every time I hear it, I'm like bawling. But I'm like, okay, like if I know this gets me in my zone of genius and takes me out of the zone of like fear, then let's do it. Let's just change the soundtrack, change the station, change the channel. And every time I go to an event, I am like belting out The Greatest Showman, any Disney song that I feel is appropriate for the moment, any show tune that is appropriate for that moment to get me in the zone, not only to just like open up my spirit, but like get me in the vibration that I need to go. And it just gets me there so quick. Like,
well, and also crying, right? Like I find myself a lot of times like holding it back. And then other times I'm like, I just need to get the cry out. It's almost like, when you have to throw up, you're like, I just have to throw up. I just have to get it out. Same thing with crying. Like, just let it go. Like, watch something sad, whatever it is. Once you get that cry out, like I feel a cry coming today. I'm just like, okay, I can't wait, because that after is like, okay, like we can do things. It's okay. So like, I feel that building up in me today, where I'm just like, I just got to get that cry out. Like, just allow it to happen. Stop like holding it in, because then it's going to happen eventually, and then you'll blow up and everything, is a mess. It's just let it happen in private.
Every time I need to cry before a big event, it's usually a good cry, but I'm always like, damn, I couldn't do this in the shower. I couldn't do this like right before I did my makeup.
Every time. I was like, I just put mascara on.
But I feel that on so many levels. We're already not at an hour.
I was gonna say, do you want to wrap?
I didn't know what this conversation was gonna be like. I didn't know where it was gonna go, but everything I needed to hear today, you sent to me. Everything like that I've been working on and stressing out about and like questioning myself about, I feel like you talked to me straight from source. You said the things I needed to hear, like as a creative, as a performer, as an entertainer, like shit.
Well, because, and this, we live in this space of this toxic positivity.
Yeah.
And the reason why I started Impact Effect Community is because I needed a space where people and business owners could be real, where it's like, today fucking sucks, right? Like I have to go into my savings to make payroll for my freelancers, right? Like they're making more money than I'm making today. Like, it's okay to be honest and say like, sometimes this sucks. And I feel like I didn't want to come on here and be like, great, that's amazing, you can do it. Like, no, it's fucking hard. It's hard, but like, it's hard, and do it anyway.
It's hard
and scared and do it anyway.
I was telling myself that the other day. I was like, damn, this is hard. I took myself to the chiropractor because I had a solution, right? And I was driving and I was like, it's hard. This is hard, but I can do hard things. I was like, literally, I'm like, I do hard things all the time. Like literally, I could just drive myself to this doctor's appointment that I had to schedule all by myself. Like,
I hate doctor's appointments, but I get it. Like, it has to happen.
I've never been to the chiropractor before. And I was like, well, every time I throw my shit out, I know where I will be first thing in the morning, because she got me together. Dr. Amanda got me together. I was like, hallelujah. Okay, 2 more questions before we go. Question number 1. Where can we find you on all the things? Where can we find your community? Where can we watch your lives? Like, give us the rundown.
So the community is impacteffectcommunity.com. And it really is like, if this resonates with you, we talk about this in the community all the time, and we curate training sessions. So like if Amanda now wants to launch this course, but she doesn't know how to create a funnel, how to create a CRM list, like amazing. I would curate training literally around that. So we don't just throw courses in and say like, great, self-guide yourself, which you're never going to do. Here's some pre-PDFs, which you're never going to fill out. We literally handhold you and go live every day and like do the thing together. So that's number one. And then number two, I've got a YouTube show, the Producer Rachel Show. And it's like, I talk to other creators about creating, and we just talk about the real and honest truth of like how like sometimes this sucks, but like it's also amazing at the same time. And both things can be true. And that's like literally, if you just go to YouTube, Producer Rachel Show will pop up. It's on Spotify, it's in all the places. And then Instagram at Producer Rachel Giordano, because why would I not add my last name and make it difficult?
Yeah.
It's easy to find me though. And I'm sure like you can I'll give you all the links to put in too. But like reach out to me, DM me. I'm probably going to send you to the community because that's where I am every day actively. I just don't have the bandwidth right now for one-on-ones. So, but I am also doing content creation sessions. If you want to batch create, literally 25 videos in 2 hours, and then my team edits, puts the captions, the cover pictures, and literally hands it back to you or your social media manager to post. Easy. And then I'm a content consultant, podcast producer. I do all the things. So if you need something, let me know, and then I'll let you know if I can be of value to you and be of service to you. And if I can't, I probably know somebody who can.
Hell yeah. I love it. I'm so proud of you. So many beautiful things.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited.
We're doing it. Okay.
We are.
Question to you.
Yeah.
Is what's your like, to wrap it all up at the bow, what's your last bit of advice?
Just take the next best step. I think a lot of times we compare ourselves to so many other people. And I want people to understand, number one, perfect is too late, right? They said that in Empower Her, the woman who created PS Society, when she was like, perfect is too late. I was like, oh my God, that resonates immediately. I was like, hell yes. And then the goalposts always move. So like it doesn't matter when you get to that space, there's no end. You're always going to want more, and that's okay. And micro steps are still steps. It's amazing how they really do add up. And so when you feel like I should have gotten so much more done today, instead say, oh, I'm so happy that I at least got this accomplished. Does that make sense? Even if it's one small thing, small steps really do turn into bigger steps. And so just, again, give yourself the grace, do the next best thing, listen to the good voice, and try to stay in alignment as much as you can. Like we do have this, we've got this.
Literally.
But like, are there going to be bad days? Sure. How you react to those bad days is really the important thing.
You're so special. I love you.
Yeah, I love you too.
Yes, we did it all. We will be talking after the show about some things I have.
Okay. Let's do it.
And for those of you that don't know, the swap is this Saturday. So for $25, we'll be at the Jam Handy, clear out your entire closet, fill it back up, help the community, help us, hang out with us. It's going to be a blast. We got musicians, we got food trucks, we got activations, we got workshops, we got a fashion show, and we got clothes. 4 days. And it's Earth Month. It is Earth Day yesterday. It is Earth Day weekend. Come kick it with us. I promise you will not be disappointed. And if you're interested in going full fairy and learning about the program that I launched, and if you're interested about building your own community, launching your events, getting press, building up your structure, all of that beautiful stuff, that's what Go Full Fairy is about. And I'll link it down below. Check it out, poke around, give me some feedback, or just join. It's going to be a blast. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Producer Rachel, you are an angel. You're amazing. I'm so glad that the universe put us in the worlds together and allowed us to create at the same time. I can't wait to see what you look like this time next year. Like, we should just reunion.
Ditto. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
So good. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I appreciate all of you for joining us. Reach out to us. I've said this before, but literally reach out to us. Like, we are real humans that you can talk to, touch, feel, experience, participate, play with. Like, hit us up. Don't be afraid. Just send the message. Anyway, I love you guys. Have a great rest of your week. It's Amanda Sweet, the Let's Glow Show, and we will see you next week with another creative entrepreneur.